Hello and welcome to the basement. I'm Theron and this is a video just me kind of going over my experience from the stress test. So I decided to play a ogre fighter, and after picking a few selections here, we took a look at the attributes. Didn't really know what these did, so I just kind of took a guess based off of EverQuest and D&D. Put points into strength, hopefully for melee damage, stamina, hopefully for hit points, and then I was kind of debating between dexterity and agility, decided to go with agility for hopefully avoidance. And now traits, there's a lot of traits to pick from. There's major and minor combat traits, major and minor non-combat traits, and they are depicted by a shield and a merchant scale with their plus or minus showing the major and minor. So there is a ton of traits. I did decide on some. I went with swordsmanship, regeneration, infravision, and survivalist. So survivalist gave me a bag to start with, which was very helpful. I took infravision hoping that it would allow me to see better in the dark. However, it didn't seem to do much, but the devs have since addressed it and said it should be working better and more noticeable for the next playtest. So swordsmanship gave me a better sword to start with and increased my slashing abilities and made them level up faster. As you can see, there's the Garrison right there. More on that later. So we get into the game here, and I'm very excited to play and don't even realize my UI didn't load. Alright, so we get in. The performance is pretty good, but I do get a little bit of stuttering here where there's a lot of people starting to come in. But it wasn't too bad. Right here I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to describe my abilities. Still haven't realized that I don't have a UI. Alright, figure out how to bring the book up. And if you notice at the bottom of the book there is skills, innates, and if you're a spellcaster there's also another one. And I also have a note from my trainer here. It says, take this note to Fedamius Steele III in the Night Harbor Garrison to begin your training. The garrison can be entered via a large gate, which we saw a minute ago, along the southern side of the city's west wall. Fedamius can usually be found observing the training grounds from his post on the wall above. Since you're likely new to the concept of watching the sun movements to navigate, you can try the following. When you're facing the main western gate, turn to your right. If you fail to follow these instructions and find yourself lost in the city, just ask a guard. They'll often assist with directions. Good luck! We'll need it. My issue with this was that I thought it meant inside the gate, and we will see that here shortly as I set off to try to find the trainer. Here I'm trying to get my UI to load. I finally notice it's not working as I have no bar to put abilities on. There is a reset UI option, but it didn't work, so I just camped out and came back in. Now that we're back in, everything seems to have loaded, so I'm going to put my abilities on my ability bar. And I changed the hotkey there from attack from being Q, because I know me, and I will kill myself trying to talk to a guard. There's a few devs around here. Here we see Sean. And there's Pattis, who gives me a few buffs here. Gives me a run speed buff and thorns, which stole some XP from me. He also, no big deal, but invited me to the Dev Guild and then promptly removed me. So we set off to find the garrison and looking for the fighter trainer. And boy, am I going the wrong way. However, this did help me learn the city a bit and where some of the merchants are, and things like that, but man, I'm really off the mark here. Let's ask this watchman. Let's see if he can help us and give us some directions. So, hail him. Where is the garrison? The garrison can be found a ways to the southwest of here. Okay. God, I'm just running in circles. Look at him. Look at this smooth-brained ogre just running in circles. No idea where he's going. Keeps going to the same buildings, like they're going to change. My God, dude, give it up. The testing's only so long, man. Go do something else, please. Well, got killed there by something. I did find a beetle wrangler here. Holt Beetle Wrangler. He does have a quest to go gather some things for him. He is inside the city to the left. This is also where I figured out that if you press J, you have a journal. And that kind of just logs your dialogue with the NPCs. So he wants a beetle carapace, 2 of them. I never did manage to get 2 of them, so I don't know what the reward is. Back looking for the garrison. Yeah, guys, if you just want to skip ahead a bit, yeah, just go ahead. Just fast forward through this. Use the time codes at the bottom. Get through this nonsense. Here's about where I get word that the garrison is actually outside the gates, directly behind where I started. Once inside the garrison, kind of just looking around, looking for the fighter trainer. Here we see the fighter spell merchant and the archer spell merchant, as well as the ranger spell merchant. I do eventually make my way up the stairs here and out on the balcony, where we find Fedamius Steele. So I give him the note, and he promptly gives it back. However, he is giving me different directions on what to do with this note in the chat window. And he wants me to take it to Elrind. So I saw Elrind outside here, so we hand the note to Elrind. And she tells me to go find Elrind to register with. And he is inside the little library that's here in the garrison. Yep, there he is. So we give the torn note to Elrind. And he gives me a parchment, a list, and some charcoal. And here we have the first fighter quest. From here on out is going to be kind of a little bit of a spoiler on this quest, as I'm going to show me kind of going through it. So Elrind wants me to take a rubbing of the Saman standing stones, collect a snake fang, a skeletal's jawbone, and a fire beetle eye. We set out to find skeletons. So here I'm still level 1. I have auto attack and basically just a strike ability. Alright, killed the skeleton, and he has bone chips. Hey, and a jawbone. Check. So we're going to take out a snake. Oh, nice hit. 10 damage. And nothing. Here I actually zoned into shaded dunes, which really helped with the latency problem. Come on, man, hit it. Just keep whiffing. Oh man, this isn't looking good. Run! Zone! Didn't make it. Alright, it's time for the walk of shame. Not too far, back to the corpse. Got my stuff. This next snake. Definitely will get him. He's an even con, so he's a level 1. Dude, what are with these snakes? Additionally there, I may have forgotten to turn on auto attack, as previous games I've been playing recently, when you do an attack, it turns on auto attack for you. So that was something I kept messing up with. I decided to change tactics here. Let's take on the goblin approach and steal loot. Hey, old snake fang. Alright, last thing we need is a fire beetle eye. By this point I hit level 2. And the fire beetles were conning even at level 2. Fire beetles, much easier than snakes. Heyo, fire beetle eye. Okay, so we got that. Last thing we need is to get the rubbing. I realized I had no idea where these pillars were, so I went back to Elrind to ask him more about it. So what are the Saman standing stones. Elrind here gives me a little brief description on what they are and basically their exact location. He made it very easy to find them. Standing stones you are looking for was once a pillar in the structure just outside the western gate. So we head over to the western gate. Kill a rat. Oh, the sun's coming up. That's going to help. And look, there is a pillar there. This is the pillar that I believe is the one I'm looking for. So we go up to the pillar and there's nothing really to click on here to interact with. So I looked up some of the mud commands and I tried to use the /rub command. So I do /rub pillar. Didn't work. /rub standing stone. Usage /rub thing. So it seems like it only wants one word in those commands. But I tried tell someone standing stone anyways. Didn't work. /rub stone. That didn't seem to work. I noticed there was other pillars around here, so I went and tried the same thing on them. And then at this point, I kind of gotten word from Sean in his stream that maybe I should look at the pillar first. So I go back over to the original pillar and I look at it by clicking the look button up on my little menu there, and I get a description. You notice the tall pillar nearby appears to have some sort of carvings. And in the mud commands there is an inspect command. So I inspect the pillar. You see inscriptions on the lower portion of the pillar. So I rub the inscriptions. You don't have enough inventory space to complete the... Oh, great. Okay, got to clean out some inventory space. Probably didn't need to destroy anything. Could have just moved some stuff into the bags, but... Get rid of that. Don't need it. That gave me a recipe on how to make a torch. So let's try it again. You make a rubbing of the inscriptions onto the parchment using the charcoal. Nice. Alright. Time to take this back to Elrind and turn it in. So we get back to Elrind. Hand him the rubbing, the jawbone, the snake fang, and the fire beetle eye. And he gives me Elrind's research. Okay. Oh, you shouldn't be reading this. Okay. All right. That's not for me. So I'm going to take Elrind's research back over to Lorinda. And she gives me a Steel Talon trainee tunic. 6 AC, 1 stamina, 5 HP. Nice. That for me was a game changer. That made killing mobs much easier than wearing nothing. So from there on out, I just kind of go around and just grind a bit, try to level up. She does give you another quest to fill a box with drops from Ashira warriors, which I did not make it high enough level to be able to take them on. They were still yellow at level 2, so I was going to try to get to 3 or 4 before I really messed with them. But unfortunately, I had a previous engagement, so I just kind of just grinded a bit and then had to log off. Because I had a great time playing this. It was a lot of fun. Even getting lost in the city for 40 minutes was fun. Thank you, devs, for the stress test. Thank you for all the hard work on this game. Really looking forward to watching it shape up into something special. Well, that's it for me. I'll catch you guys next time here in the basement.